just wanted to show a little bit of what I've been working on today. Um, so I've been working on this water shader, um, making these waves happen and getting the light reflecting off of it and refracted by it, looking correct. So this is mostly just a vertex shader, um, which means it's making these waves by like literally morphing the like mesh texture. This is just a flat text, or not a texture, a flat model, and all the points in it are being moved up. So right here, I just disabled the like wave, that the sine wave I was using coming off of that, and I'm going through step by step and removing all the waves so you can see kind of the parts. So this is what the plane looks like without any vertex changing. And there it is with just the sine wave. And yeah, so this vertex shader, it uses this code down here, and it is this code here runs on every single vertex in the plane at the same time. So these wave functions, they use the position in the mesh and the time to calculate everything. It's a terrible description. But what I'm going to try to do now is get this stationary ball here to kind of bob in the water along with these sine waves. So what I just did was I copied the sine wave function that is running on each of the vertices in this plane, and I'm creating a new shader material for this. I'm sped it up here a little bit because it's me typing a lot. And yeah, so I'm just manually, I didn't copy all the variables I needed, so I'm just filling these out here. So what I need to do is calculate the distance from this sphere to the center of this plane here. So that's why I'm going back and forth. I'm copying the position of this plane so that this sphere knows how far away it is from it, so it'll know where in the sine wave it needs to be. This part I super speed up because I have this extra parentheses here, and it took me like 5 fucking minutes to figure out what I did wrong, so I just kind of bump along here. Skip through this real fast. Yeah, this is the transform that's happening. It's a little complicated. Yeah. Almost there. So this is the height. This is calculating the height that this ball needs to be at. It's not moving yet because I haven't actually applied it to this ball, but that's what I'm doing right now. But I made a mistake and I applied it to the wrong vertices. So instead of the up and down, I applied it to the side to side. And now I did it wrong again, where now it's going side and up. Eventually I get it right. It's the y coordinate, so it's just going up and down. But it takes me a minute here to notice I still made a mistake. Like I said, this vertex shader operates on each vertex in this mesh of this sphere. So I'm getting kind of like a wobble. Oh, and also I had this negated. So before it was going down when the wave was going up, and up when the wave was going down. But I fixed that. But it still has this wobble, and that's because these functions are all operating on each node in this mesh. So each one is looking how far away am I from this, and it's moving accordingly, but I want this whole ball to move as a hard object. So what I have to do is this position here. I have to change this. I don't want it to be the vertexes. I want it to be just in general the whole center of this sphere. So it's kind of extra funny. I think this whole function I was fucking around with is unnecessary. I don't need that transform. But now you can see the whole ball is bobbing along like it should. And yeah, this is a pretty pointless demo, but I was just recording and I wanted to see what that looked like, so I did it. So this is it, like, rendered like an in-game view, even though this isn't part of my real game. But you can't really see the bob effect very well where it is, so I'm gonna move it, re-render it. Yeah, these stairs were just from earlier projects, playing around with some different shaders that I was writing, seeing how they render. Excuse me. And then yeah, this one too, same kind of thing. But yeah, you can see it out there, bobbing along in the waves. You can see the way this is kind of morphing. It's the light refraction. That took a good part of my day, getting that to work right. Yeah, I wonder actually if I close this here. I can actually just go ahead and switch on over. So sorry, my audio. There we go. So I'm just switching over to Godot, because I kind of want to show what that refraction function, like visually what that's doing. It's going to take a minute for this scene to load here, but yeah, sorry, this is my second time recording this because my audio went out last time. So just this part of the video I had to re-record. Yeah, so I've got two shaders. Most of the time when you're using shaders, there's two parts. There's the vertex shader, and then there's the fragment, or there we go, we're loaded. There's the fragment shader, which is operating not on the vertices, but on the actual pixels that are rendering to the screen. So that's where you mostly deal with like your color and like the light refraction and all kinds of stuff like that. The like clearness of things. So let's see. I'm trying to remember what I did here. See, I'm going down to this fragment shader here, and so you can see this is where I'm setting like the color and the clarity, and those last three lines at the bottom there are what's making the refraction happen, which you can see the stairs there at the bottom are kind of morphing with as the waves go over them, which is sort of how it looks in real life. So I'm gonna try and just disable these lines here. It's gonna mess a little bit of the general view up too. I'll have to re-enable the roughness. Takes me a second to realize it, but you can already see the stairs there. They're staying completely solid, which isn't what happens in real life. When light hits water, it changes the direction, and with water that's this turbulent, yeah, it looks super funky. And so it's like an important part of having like realistic looking water is to have that refraction, and it took me hours today to figure out how to do it. And I still don't have it working quite how I want it to. I'm getting some weird reflections. You can see kind of behind the balls bobbing. It's like they're reflecting back at us. I'm not quite sure why that's happening, but But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Um, and I don't know how many people are really gonna watch this long ass video, but thank you if you did. And if you have any like questions about anything, I could talk about this all day. Um, I've been thinking about it nonstop for weeks. And yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. Thank you.